Guys, we have some news regarding Daizen Maeda, and it is deeply concerning. We will go over exactly what that is in today's video, whilst of course covering all the latest Celtic news from the last 24 hours.
But first, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content.
Celtic defender Liam Scales will miss the Republic of Ireland's World Cup qualifier against Portugal on Saturday night, following a family bereavement. The Celtic defender has temporarily withdrawn from the squad, but is expected to return ahead of the second qualifier against Armenia in Dublin next Tuesday. In his absence, QPR centre-back Jimmy Dunne has been called up as cover. The Football Association of Ireland confirmed the news on X. Jimmy Dunne called into the squad for the Portugal and Armenia matches. Defender Liam Scales will not travel to Lisbon due to a family bereavement, but will come back into the squad for the Armenia match. Our thoughts are with him and his family. At this time, Scales has been a regular in the Ireland setup of late and continues to play a prominent role in Brendan Rodgers' Celtic defence. His brief absence from the international scene will allow him time to be with his family, with a return set for the 15th of October at the Aviva Stadium. The Irish defender has secured a regular place in the Celtic starting 11. Although the club brought Austin Trusty into the side last summer, the American international has struggled to break into the team. Scales has already outperformed Mike Nawrocki and Gustav Lagerbielke, keeping Trusty on the bench. We at Celtsar here extend condolences and best wishes to Liam Scales and his family during this difficult time. Now for the main story, as Celtic have been hit with a potential injury concern over Daizen Maeda, with reports from Japan suggesting the forward could miss his country's Kirin Cup clash with Paraguay. According to respected Japanese outlet Gekisaka, Maeda sat out training on Friday morning due to tightness in his foot, casting doubt over his availability for the upcoming fixtures. The 27-year-old had joined up with Japan ahead of matches against Paraguay tomorrow and Brazil next Tuesday. Japan boss Hajime Moriyasu has not yet commented, but Maeda's situation will be closely monitored. Any aggravation could impact Celtic, who return to action soon with a demanding schedule that includes Dundee away, Sturm Graz home, and Hearts away over 7 days. Meanwhile, Rio Hatate, who wasn't selected for international duty, continues to train at Lennoxtown alongside Callum McGregor, James Forrest, Austin Trusty, and other Celtic players. Shin Yamada also remains in Scotland. Celtic will hope Maeda's issue is minor, especially after his late winner against Motherwell before the break, which looked to have reignited his confidence. Losing him now would be a major setback for Brendan Rodgers' side, heading into a crucial run of fixtures. In other news, Chris Sutton has not held back in his latest analysis of Celtic's left-back situation, admitting he believes Kieran Tierney is miles off it since his return to the club. Tierney rejoined Celtic in the summer after signing a pre-contract earlier in the year, marking a highly anticipated homecoming for the Scotland international, who left for Arsenal in a £25 million move 5 years ago. But despite the fanfare surrounding his return, Sutton has voiced concerns about the defender's form and his place in the team. Speaking on the Record Celtic podcast, Sutton said, "I think Brendan doesn't know what his best team is. You've got the left-back situation, Kieran Tierney, miles off it. There's an argument that with Saraki coming in, Celtic have a better balance to the team because he can play that role. I'm not going to argue that. Brendan's probably thinking, as he did last week, Kieran will be better on that left-hand side as a centre-half. I get that, but then there's that whole change of formation. But then in forward positions, it does worry me because Celtic still seem short in forward areas playing that 3-4-3. Tierney made a strong impression on his second debut against St Mirren, but has since struggled for rhythm and fitness, completing a full 90 minutes just once in a League Cup tie against Partick Thistle. He's also been deployed in varying roles as Rodgers experiments with a back three, further complicating his adjustment period. The emergence of Marcelo Saraki, who has impressed both defensively and in advanced areas, has added pressure. Saraki's inverted style offers tactical flexibility and energy, something Rodgers has leaned on during key fixtures. Inside Celtic Park, there's still a strong belief that Tierney can recapture his best form, especially with regular minutes, but Sutton believes that right now he's still playing catch-up, and with competition growing, he'll need to find top gear soon to reclaim a permanent starting role. In other news, discontent among sections of the Celtic support has continued to spill over following Monday night's meeting between club executives and fan representatives. A small group of supporters, acting independently of the Celtic Fans Collective, visited Celtic Park under the cover of darkness to display a series of protest banners aimed at the board. Images shared on social media showed messages draped outside the stadium, including "Still no confidence," "Time for talk is over, time for change is now," and "Celtic board forbidden from the stands." Another banner appeared to reference the meeting between the club and the collective earlier this week, reading, "No more meets, give them hell." The displays come amid ongoing tension between supporters and the Parkhead hierarchy following what many fans viewed as an unconvincing summer transfer window and a lack of accountability at board level. The Celtic Fans Collective said it remains focused on constructive dialogue and plans to publish full minutes of the meeting in the coming days. The latest show of dissent comes just days after a tense meeting between club executives and the Celtic Fans Collective, during which senior figures were accused of showing a lack of humility, awareness, and accountability. While the club later issued a statement acknowledging that mistakes have been made in the summer transfer window and Champions League campaign, the gesture appears to have done little to calm sections of the support. The new round of protests shows a widening divide between some fans and the Parkhead hierarchy, with frustration growing over the club's perceived lack of ambition and transparency. Fan unease has been bubbling for several weeks, fueled by an underwhelming transfer window, a poor start in Europe, and a belief among some supporters that communication from the top has been defensive and dismissive. Despite the tensions, club officials insist they remain open to further dialogue, with plans to publish full minutes from Monday's meeting in the coming days. Lastly, Giovanni van Bronckhorst is set to go head-to-head with Celtic once again this weekend, though in far more relaxed circumstances. The former Rangers boss will lace up his boots for the Feyenoord Legends team in a special match against Celtic FC Legends this Sunday, the 12th of October 2025, at De Kuip. The event honours Wim Jansen, a legendary figure for both clubs, who managed Celtic to the 1998 league title, famously stopping Rangers from achieving 10 in a row. On the pitch for Celtic will be a strong Legends squad featuring Artur Boruc, Lukasz Zaluska, Charlie Mulgrew, Kelvin Wilson, Ife Ambrose, Christian Gamboa, Lee Naylor, Johnny Hayes, Stilian Petrov, Bobby Petter, Ross Wallace, Scott Brown, Barry Robson, Simon Donnelly, Derek Riordan, Georgios Samaras, and Scott MacDonald. Two players, Glenn Louvens and Pierre van Hooijdonk, will feature for both sides, having represented each club during their careers.
What do you think of what we discussed in today's video? Let us know down in the comments section below. Make sure you've liked this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Thank you, take care, goodbye.